Good afternoon. My name is Klet Swaby. I am the pump attendant who was involved in the incident the other day. I just want you guys to know that I'm okay. I am recovering, with God in the midst, everything is gonna be okay. I just wanted to say thank you to my supporters. Thank you to everybody who supported me, everybody showing love, prayers, everything. I just wanted to say thank you. I really do appreciate it from the heart. I just wanted to know I'm okay. I just want you guys to continue to help me on this journey to justice, and I'm asking you guys to please continue to help me and support me with my GoFundMe. You can click the link down below. I just wanted to know that I really do appreciate all you're doing for me. I really love how the whole world shows me love. I really do appreciate it. And again, I am not going to elaborate on the case. I leave everything in the court's hand and also to the law. But I just want everyone to know that I am here, I'm okay, and by the grace of God, everything is going to work out just okay. Everything is going to be fine. I just need you guys to continue to support me to get a good attorney, and also, again, on my way to justice. So thank you again, and you guys have a blessed day, and peace and love.
A day that turned deadly for Collate Swaby and Dacia Forrester. Now Collate Swaby speaks. It was supposed to be just another ordinary day at work. A gas station, cars coming and going. A routine shift, but in a matter of minutes, everything changed, violence erupted, and fear took over, and a chain of decisions led to a tragedy that no one can undo. Today, for the first time ever, Klet Suvy is speaking publicly about that moment. And what she has to say is not just about what happened, it's about regret, survival, faith, and the heavy burden of living with a decision made in fear. Also, before we go any further, welcome to the Common Sense News family, a platform where we bring you real stories, deep truths, and honest conversations about what's happening in our communities. Here, we don't just report news, we new humanize it. If you believe in truth, justice, and giving people a voice, take a moment right now to like this video, leave your thoughts in the comment sections, and remember to share it with others. Also, subscribe and turn on your notifications. Remember, your support keeps this platform alive, and always, we appreciate every single one of you guys. So the incident that unfolded in Westmoreland has shaken not just a local community, but the entire nation. Two sisters, Dacia Forrester and Anisha Forrester, arrived at a gas station. What happened next escalated quickly into violence. According to reports and the Collette's own account, the situation became life-threatening within moments. Dacia was allegedly armed with acid. Anisha reportedly had a knife, and Collate, a pump attendant, simply doing her job, suddenly found herself in a position no one ever expected to be in, fighting for her life. In her first on-camera reflection, Colette describes the fear that took over her body. She recalls how quickly things escalated and how little time she had to think. She says she was attacked, and she says she was stabbed in her face. She says she believed at that moment that her life was in immediate danger. In what she described as an act of self-defense, Colette used gasoline in an attempt to protest or protect herself and create distance from her attackers. But what happened next was something no one fully anticipated. The gasoline came into contact with the acid. A reaction occurred, and suddenly a fire ignited. A powerful, uncontrollable blaze. Dacia was caught in that fire, my people, and right now, Dacia did not survive. And now, Klet Swaby is left with something she says never wanted, a life marked by lust, trauma, and regret. In her own words, she expressed deep sorrow, not just for what happened, but for how it happened. She maintains that she never intended to harm Dacia. She insists that her actions were driven by fear and the instinct to survive. And yet, she acknowledges that the outcome is something she must now carry for the rest of her life. So right now, people, it's not easy to look at stories like this and reduce them to simple labels like victim, attackers, right or wrong. But real life is really that simple, people. This is a story about fear in a moment of danger, split second decisions, and consequences no one can reverse. It is also a story about grief from multiple sides of people. And a family has now lost a loved one, another person is now facing legal battles and emotional scars, and a community is left trying to understand how things went so far so fast. So right now, as she prepares to face the court system, Colette is asking for support. She believes that with proper legal representation, the truth of what happened will come to light. She is asking the public to assist her through donations to her GoFundMe so she can secure a strong legal defense. According to her, this is not about escaping responsibility. It is about ensuring that her side of the story is fully heard and fairly represented. Also, in her message, Khaled speaks with a tone of reflection that suggests deep personal change. She referenced faith, she speaks of God, and she talked about praying for strength, forgiveness, and guidance. Moments like these often force people to confront themselves in ways they never imagined, and for Colette, this appears to be one of those moments. She admits that if she could go back, she would want things to be different, but she also acknowledges that the past cannot be changed, only learned from. Also, as this case moves through a legal system, many questions remain like, was this truly self defense? Or could the situation have been handled differently? And who bears the responsibilities? These are questions for the courts to decide. But as a community, we are also called to reflect on something deeper. How do we respond to conflicts? Also, how do we protect life while preserving our own? And we also have to ask ourselves, how do we prevent situations from escalating to this level? So right now, before we're gonna further in detail in these exclusives, I'm just going to tell you guys that if you appreciate contents like this, real in-depth and human-centered, this is your moment to support the Common Sense News family. Here's how you can help us continue this work. Join the channel membership. Become a member of the Common Sense News family and unlock exclusive content, early access to breaking stories, members only discussions, and special recognition in our community. Remember, your membership helps us grow and bring you even better coverage. Also, you could support through the medium of using super thanks and gifts. During premieres and on videos, you can send super thanks, give gifts, and show love in real time. Remember, my people, every contribution help us invest in better storytelling, research, and production. Also, donate and support, whether it is supporting stories like this or helping us expand. Your contribution matters, my people. And we also encourage those who feel moved by Colette's situation to support her legal efforts if you choose to do so. So this is not just a story to watch, my people, it's one to discuss. So I'm gonna just ask you guys to tell us, what do you think about this situation? Also, do you believe this was self-defense? And another question I want to ask all of my lovely supporters is, how should cases like this be handled? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, this is a tragic, this story is very tragic, should I say, and there are no winners here, my people. Only lessons, only consequences, only lives forever change. And as we continue to follow this case, one thing remains clear: the importance of truth, compassion, and justice. And here at Common Sense News family, we will continue to bring you the stories that matter with depth, respect, and honesty. And remember, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and join the family, because your voice matters. Right now, my people, when fear really takes over, we are gonna just give you a really different look at the whole Westmoreland gas station tragedy. So before we even begin, we are gonna take a second, not just to listen, but to feel, because what happened in Westmoreland is not just another headline, people. It is not just another viral story. It is a moment where fear, anger, and human instinct collided and left behind consequences that never be reversed. And right here on Common Sense News family, we don't rush past stories like this. We sit with them, we reflect on them, and we try to understand the deeper truth behind them. So, if you value real storytelling, honest reflection, and meaningful conversations, this is your moment to support the platform. Like the video, remember, share it with someone who needs to hear this perspective, and comment your thoughts respectfully. And most importantly, my people, subscribe and become a part of the Common Sense News family. And if you truly believe in what we're building here, consider joining our channel membership, sending a super thanks, or supporting during our premieres with gifts. Your support is what allows us to continue bringing stories like this to light with depth and dignity. So there are some stories that forces us to ask hard questions, people. Not just what happened, but how did we get here? Because when you strip away the noise, the opinions, and the online arguments, what remains is something deeply human. A woman went to work, two others arrived with anger in their hearts, and within moments, everything spiraled out of control. Imagine standing under the hot sun at a gas station, the smell of fuel in the air, the sound of engines coming and going. It's routine, my people. Predictability, safe at least it should be. For Collate Swaby, that day began no differently. She was not preparing for conflict, she was not expecting danger, she was simply working. But life has a way of changing directions without warning. From Klet Suvy's perspective, what followed was not an argument, it was a confrontation that quickly became dangerous. She described the scene not just anger, but intent. One sister allegedly armed with acid, the other with a knife. Now pause and think about that, my people. I want to think deeply about that. One female have a knife, one have acid. Two dangerous arms, them the people. And if somebody come at you with those, one of those is so dangerous, especially when I see them come with both of them in the whole incident. You know you're in grave danger. So imagine standing there, realizing that the people in front of you may be prepared to harm you, seriously harm you at that. You understand? In that moment, people, logic doesn't move slowly, it races. Your heart beats louder than your thoughts, and survival becomes the only thing that matters. So Klet Swaby says she was attacked. She says she was cut in the face, and in that instance, she made a decision, one she believed could save her life, people. She used what was around her, gasoline, not as a weapon in the traditional sense, but as a desperate attempt to create space to stop the attack to protect herself. But what happened next is where tragedy took hold, because sometimes in moments of chaos, actions have consequences far beyond what anyone intended. So when the gasoline came into contact with the acid, something changed, people. What? A reaction, a spark, a fire. And just like that, control was lost, my people. Flames don't negotiate. They don't pause. They don't give second chances. Dacia Forrester was caught in that fire, and from that moment, the situation was no longer just a confrontation. It became a tragedy. So now, people, long after that flames have gone out, what remains is something even heavier: memory, regret, and questions that may never fully be answered. Khaled has now spoken, not with pride, not with defiance, but with a tone that suggests reflection. She does not celebrate what has happened, and she does not dismiss the loss of life. Instead, she carries it. She speaks about wishing things had gone differently, and she speaks about never intending for a life to be lost. And above all, she speaks as someone who was afraid. It is easy to identify pain when someone is visibly hurt, and also, but there is another kind of pain, the kind that lives inside, the kind that replays moments over and over again, the kind that asks, what if I had done something different? From a God-fearing perspective, this is where the weight becomes even deeper, because beyond the law, beyond public's opinion, there is also conscience, there is also accountability before God, there is the understanding that every action carries meaning and every life holds values. And in this situation, a life was lost. The truth cannot be changed. And as the legal process unfolds, many will focus on justice, and rightly so. Justice is necessary, but there is also another side that must not be ignored, which is mercy, because situations like this are rarely black and white. They exist in the gray areas of human behaviors, which are fear versus intention, reaction versus planning, and survival versus consequences. The court will decide what is lawful, but as people, we must also decide how we respond, with hatred or with understanding. And as I said before, Khaled is now asking for help, not sympathy without thought, not blind support, but a fair chance. She is seeking assistance to secure proper legal representation so that her story can be fully heard. And whether you choose to support her or not, know that one thing is clear. Everyone deserves a voice in the pursuit of justice, because this is not just about them, it's about us. How we react, how we judge, how quickly we take sides without understanding the full story. Here on Common Sense News Family, we are building something totally different. We are building a space where stories are told with care, people are treated as human beings, not headlines, and truth is pursued with both courage and compassion. But we can't do this alone. Remember now, if this message resonates with you, don't just watch. Want you guys to act more people. Remember to subscribe and stay connected, like to push this message further, and comment your perspective. Also, remember to share the videos to spread awareness. And if you truly want to support the growth of this platform, remember to join our channel membership. Get and the benefits of those channel membership joining, you are going to get exclusive access, deeper discussions, and a closer connection to the content you care about. And remember, you can also support the channel through the means of sending super thanks and gifts, especially during premieres. Your support helps us continue doing meaningful work. And remember, every single contribution, no matter how small, makes a difference. So now we're going to take a deeper reflection. And at that deeper reflection, we have the center of this story are really real people, not characters, not headline. We are talking about people. One has lost her life, another is living with the consequence of the moment that cannot be undone, and a community is left searching for understanding. So as we leave this conversation, let us do so with wisdom. Let us be slow to judge. Let us be open to truth. And above all, let us remember that in every situation, no matter how complex, or humanity must come first. Remember that, my people. And this is Common Sense News Family, where we don't just report the story, we see the meanings behind it, and we invite you to walk that journey with us. So once more again, your host Common Sense telling all these supporters to stay safe, stay blessed, enough love and enough respect. I am out.